welcome to all of my cream eyeshadow. I've got some pots, I've got some sticks, and again, there is definitely something that can go away here. I'm going to be keeping this. This is NYX Milk. In case you've never seen NYX Milk, it's just a white base. So I'm going to keep that. And then I have Slate and Black Beans, and Slate is much more of a gray, and Black Beans is just a straight up black. I like these as all over bases if I really want to do something dark and smoky. I think I'm going to keep Black Beans and then get rid of Slate because it's very messy. Plus I have this by Kiko. This is number 19. I have no clue. Yeah, see, that's a very intense dark gray. So I'm going to keep this one and get rid of the NYX one. These are the only two very high-end eyeshadow sticks that I have. This is a bronzy one by Makeup Forever. This is the Aquamatic and ME50. And this is stunning. Look at that. That's a very nice bronzy brown. So I'm going to be keeping that. And then I have my Charlotte Tilbury Color Chameleon Dark Pearl for brown eyes in Day. And this is a very nice taupey mauvey shade, so I'll keep that. These ones by Essence, these ones I'm going to get rid of because I never use them. This is, oh, and they also are starting to go bad, I see. This is Cute Copper. And these are very dry too. Green Garden and Chocolate Brownie. So those are those three. I never really liked these. These two by Catrice then. Oh, this one's open. That's handy. This is Copper and Paste. These are the Stilo eye pencils. Look at that. That copper shade is stunning. So I'm going to keep that. This one, however, is in the taupe 10. This is another taupe. I love taupes, but I think that this is just not my favorite. So I've never really used this one. So I'll get rid of that. I know I want to get rid of this. This is the NYX Lingerie Lid Eye Tint in Evening Spell. The color is very stunning, but this barely blends. And once you put it on your eye, it just felt like I was gluing my eyelid together, you know? So this is the NYX one. This, however, I'm going to be keeping. The name is rubbed off already, but I wore this on vacation for like an entire week. This is a liquid metal, liquid eyeshadow or something in California Creaming. Look at that. That is so pretty. And it stays on your eyes really well too. So yeah, I definitely want to hang on to this. Let's look at the pots then. Again, there is stuff here that can go. But there's also stuff I'm going to keep. For instance, Max Painterly. This had dried out. And then I kind of swirled it around with a toothpick. And it became creamy again. So if your MAC Paint pots are starting to dry out, you can revive them, just so you know. And it's now smooth and creamy again. I love this. I just need to put this with my everyday makeup so I actually start using it up. Another favorite by MAC is Bare Study. This is a very pretty champagne-y shade. It's right there. It's a very nice sort of shimmery base if you want to lay down a bit of shimmer. This, however, I'm going to get rid of. This is the Benefit Creaseless Cream Shadow Liner in Skinny Jeans. Who remembers this packaging? This is very old. It's still good to go. It's still creamy. It's a very nice sort of charcoaly gray shade, but as you can see for how old this is and how much I've used it, not worth keeping. Shall we do these ones? Maybelline Color Tattoos. Maybelline Color Tattoos dry out very quickly. However, if you have one that's a little bit older and that you've used, if you just go over it with your finger a few times, then it will start to dissolve again and you just need to get through a little layer. So this one, for instance, is in Pink Gold and it's still fine. I mean, you can still use this, and this is my favorite one, so I'll keep that. Together with this one. This is in Black Orchid, and this was a limited edition color. See, and this is starting to dry out, but then if you work it a little bit, then you can still get enough color to make it work. And I think this is actually very similar to something I just got rid of, so I'll keep that. When it comes to these other ones, this is Metallic Pomegranate. Very pretty, I have to say. Very pretty. But it's very similar to that NYX shade, and with these kind of shades, I just feel that my eyes look so tired, and no, I just can't deal with that. This is the infamous, the one that everybody loved. This is On and On Bronze in the States. This is called Bad to the Bronze, which is an even better name. This is still good to go. It's stunning. I just don't use this. Look at that. I've barely touched this. And it's got a bit of a dip, but not much. So I'm going to get rid of this. Plus, I have plenty of bronzes lying here, so I'd rather use the Kiko ones. This one I love, but again, there's a navy in here too. This is Everlasting Navy. And this is just really pretty, very pretty, but no thank you when it comes in a pot. This is in Light in Purple, and this is a duochrome, and this is the one that I'm not getting rid of because I actually have a single shadow that I like layering over this. And that combo is really pretty, so I'll keep this. Okay, so my battery cut out, so I couldn't continue looking at all of these shades, so apologies if the light has changed because there's suddenly a lot more clouds than it was an hour ago, so I hope my camera is going to last, and let's just continue. So I was looking at these pots, and these two are two that I'm going to get rid of. These two, these are by Hema, and these have dried out. These two by Max Factor, actually, these are the Excess Shimmer, just Excess Shimmer Cream Shadows. One is in copper, and the other one is in bronze, I think, yeah. So, I've really put these in tightly. This is the copper one, which is really not that copper, and that's why it's not my favorite. So I'm going to get rid of that. This is the bronze one. And I do like this, but I think these actually smell not too great anymore. Let me see. No, it's actually pretty okay. I just thought that was something that I smelled there, but this is a really pretty bronze shade, so I'll keep that. Got these other two MAC ones. I've got Rubenesque and I've got Let Me Pop. My Rubenesque has dried out, so I'm going to be able to back to MAC that. Put that somewhere separately. And this is Let Me Pop, which is very similar actually to Rubenesque, but it's a bit more intense and glittery, so I'm going to keep that. Some more affordable cream shadows then. These are the e.l.f. Smudge Putts. This is Cruisin' Chic, which is a very pretty taupey shade, but I have to say that I should really stop buying taupes because I just have way too many. So I'm going to get rid of this. The one thing I don't like about these these smudge pots is the opening isn't very wide, so I always find it difficult to get product out. This is Cocoa Cutie, and Cocoa Cutie is, does it have shimmer? Yes, it does have shimmer. And it's like this really intense dark brown. This is not something I reach for. And then this one I think I'm going to keep. This is Wine Not, and this is a very pretty burgundy shade. I mean, I just got rid of all my other ones, but this is like a burgundy plummy shade that's very pretty on the eye, so I'll keep that. And then I've got these three, and these are expensive. These are Chanel, and this is a Dior one. These are actually quite dry because the pen has come off, but when you swatch these and when you touch them, they still feel very nice, and they still have great pigmentation. They don't smell weird. They've just come off of the sides, and I like this in combination with a single shadow that I will be showing you later. This is the Dior Show Fusion Mono in Millennium. Now these two by Chanel, this is New Moon. This is also one that's a little bit drier, but this is a really pretty sort of like top coat. If you want to add a little bit of glitter to a look, then this is a great one to use. Or just this all over the eye is actually very, very pretty as well. This is Rouge Noir, and these are the Illusion d'Ombre by Chanel. And I've always found that this has a slightly different texture than the one in New Moon. But this is like a black and red. And this is great as a base for a smoky eye. These ones are all of my Kiko shadow sticks. I absolutely love these, but I think I may have a couple of shades that I won't really get the use out of. So I have to get rid of a few of these, I think. This right here is 38, and I think this is actually a taupe. I just got rid of all of my other taupes, so I'll keep this. Because I knew I wanted to keep this. This is 05. Oh, and these are the long-lasting stick eyeshadows. 8-hour no transfer performance. And this is like a rose gold. And this is 04, and I think this is actually like another bronzy shade. Yes, this is another like brown with like golden shimmer. It's stunning, it's very pretty, but again, I don't really wear this as a cream shadow, and I've kept the bronze one by Max Factor, so I don't need this. This is a navy blue, this is number 17, and I got rid of the navy blue color tattoo because I have this, so I'll keep this one. This is an electric blue, this is 44. But I actually have an electric blue eyeliner by Rimmel that I just showed you as well. And that's a little bit brighter, and I prefer this one. So I'll keep the Rimmel one, and I'll get rid of the Kiko. This is number 31, and this is really, really pretty. It's like a purpley periwinkle, I don't know what it is, but it's very pretty. These two shades look identical if you look at the shades head on like this, but they are very different when you swatch them, and also when you look at the actual sticks inside here. Number 10 is like more of like a green, which I think isn't my favorite, and this is number 11, and that's that bright turquoise that I already got rid of in the eyeliner selection, but I'll keep this one because it's bright, but it's not too in your face. And this is a matte green, which is actually a little bit patchy, so that's the only one that I feel doesn't perform very well. So I'm getting rid of the green one. And then I've got this one, and this is absolutely stunning. And I actually have a Kiko shadow that goes over this very nicely. This is the Sparkling Trail eyeshadow. This was limited edition in 06, and it's like a grayish purple with like a pink reflect to it. And then I've got these two. These are the Double Dare eyeshadow and eyeliner in the shade 02 and 06. I have no clue. And what this is it has an actual stick, and this is also a copper, and I decided to keep the Catrice one, so I have to see how similar these are. Oh, these are very similar. I think actually I like the Kiko one better. It's more of a copper, and this is more of like a rose gold. So getting rid of the Catrice one, and this also comes with like a brown eyeliner that I don't really use. It's really about the copper here. And then I also have this gray, but I already own a gray, and I decided to keep that in the other stick formula. They are different. This is much more of like a true charcoal, and this has more of a shimmer to it. But I'm only allowed to keep one. I think I'll keep this one and then get rid of the shimmer one, because I can easily achieve this if I put like a silver shadow on top of that. Welcome to all of my eyeshadow singles. There are many here. There are too many here. If you're wondering why are there palettes here, that's because this contains depotted eyeshadows, and this contains all of my Makeup Geek singles, which I consider still to be like single shadows, so that's why I keep them here. There are a couple that I'm of course going to keep. Starting with this. This is quite possibly also the most expensive one. This is Burberry's Rosewood Eye Color Wet and Dry Silk Shadow, and this is what it looks like. This is one of my favorites. Just throw it on all over the lid shades. I throw this on if I have a little time in the morning. Absolutely stunning. Love it. Another one that I can't get rid of is this. This is MAC's Sea Worship. This is an extra dimension eyeshadow, and this is in the Alluring Aquatic packaging. This is very pretty. I use this over my MAC liner, and this makes for a very stunning smoky eye together with that. This one. This is my ultimate favorite brow bone highlight. It's hit pan. I've got two backups. This is the Body Shop Eye Color Matte in the shade 13. These have been discontinued. It's very soft, very smooth. I love this. My ColourPop shadows. These ones right here. I can't get rid of these because I've just started really trying ColourPop, and I love these so much. This is so quiche. This is Partridge, which is a very nice blue-brown sort of creamy shade. And this is Dance Party, which is like a very intense purple shimmer. And this is absolutely gorgeous. And what I like pairing this with, I love pairing it with this. This is the Nabla eyeshadow in Selfish. This is a very pretty shade. Let me swatch this separately. But if you then put this over this, they just amplify one another. So I really like that. Last but not least, my last ColourPop shadow here is the shade Bay. This is Bay. And this is actually a blue reddish duochromy thing. So I love that one too. As for things that can go, there's quite a lot here that can go. I've decided that when it comes to single shadows, I only pull those in if I want to do something very colorful or anything like that. So anything that's here that is neutral, I'm not going to get rid of all of it, but I'm going to get rid of a lot of it. These three, for instance, by Essence. These are pretty. These are the 3D eyeshadows. Again, you can see what they were trying to do here. It looks a bit like an extra dimension shadow. This is in the shade Irresistible Vanilla Latte. This is Irresistible Chocolates, and this is Irresistible Chocolate Foxtrot. This has this really pretty orangey shade. I'll show you this one in a swatch. I mean, these look stunning. They are pretty shadows, but I don't use them ever, because the problem is that these kind of shades, a vanilla cream and like a taupey brown, I have those in my larger palettes. And if I want to do a look like that, I'll grab for a Naked palette or a Tarte palette or something like that. I don't go for these singles. The same goes for these L'Oreal singles. This is a L'Oreal Color Riche L'Ombre Pure in Lumiere Quartz Fumé. This is very pretty. But again, it's that taupey brown shade that I have a million of, so I don't need this. And this is Nude Café Saint-Germain. And this is just the most horrible formula ever. This does not transfer to the eye at all. Since we are talking about L'Oreal, as you can see, I have quite a few of their infallible shadows. That's one of my favorite formulas, and still I'm going to get rid of a few because I don't need all of these. These two, those are the type of neutrals I'm talking about. This is Sahara Treasure, and this is Hourglass Beige. This is just a straight up champagne shade. Again, I have a million of these. I don't need it as a single. I really don't. This is like a really nice goldeny taupe shade. Very pretty. Don't need it. I mean, how many chocolate browns can a person own? I mean, chocolate brown, endless chocolate. This can go as well. These 6 are absolutely stunning. This is the infamous Amber Rush. Some of these are from the States, by the way, so I don't think they actually ever sold these shades in Europe. That, even though it's a neutral, and I have other rose gold shades, that is such a unique shadow that I want to keep it. This is my newest one, and this is Golden Emerald. I picked this up when I was last in the States. Look at that. Haven't even swatched it. And this is just incredible. Look at that. Then I also have Glistening Garnet. I can't swatch everything here, I'm afraid, because we'll be here forever. But I also have Flashback Silver. And this one I bought on sale because it was discontinued or something like that. And I like pairing this with the silvery, what was it called? With this one, the Color Tattoo in Light in Purple. If you pair these two together, they really amplify one another. And I have a purple and a navy. I love those kind of shades. This is Perpetual Purple and Midnight Blue. These 3 neutrals by Bourjois. Really pretty, but I never use them. This is the newer packaging. These are the older packaging. I used to use these all the time for like a barely there eye makeup look, but that's just not my taste anymore, so I'm going to get rid of these. These ones by Hema Wet and Dry. These are really pretty, and I reviewed these, but as you can see, this one shattered completely, and that was my favorite shade. I don't even want to open this up. And I dropped another one which completely shattered, so these are very fragile, and I just can't deal with that, so I'm going to get rid of these. This MAC shadow right here in the middle, this is the Invincible Light Mineralized Eyeshadow, and this is very sparkly, very highlightery. To be quite honest, I never use this, ever, because it's just a little too glittery for me, so I'm going to get rid of that. This Benefit one is so old, I just have to get rid of it. This is great. This MUA shadow costs, I think, £1, maybe £1.50. It's shade 9 Pearl, and it's like a iridescent purpley blue. I'm going to keep that. That's something I definitely don't have in a palette. This by Kiko is one that I love to pair with one of the cream shadows that I showed you. This is like also again an iridescent purple, but it also has like this more of a sheen to it, so I really like that. These two by Accessorize. This is a brand that is sold at Superdrug, I believe. The packaging of this one is completely broken, and while pretty, these are again a chocolate brown and like a champagne-y beige, which again I have a million of. This is CoverGirl Eye Enhancer in Tapestry Taupe, or Taupe Tapestry. I used to love this. This is fairly old, and again I have a million other taupe shades, so I don't need it. Now these two by Rimmel I'm going to keep because I love these. This is the Rimmel Glam Eyes Mono Shadow in Tribute. And like that Burberry shadow, this is one of those shades that I love to just put all over the lid. It's another like rosy gold one. And this is the Magnifies in Millionaire. This is a tad difficult to find, but this is a taupey brown that I do really like because these are soft enough that you can just blend them all over the lid, and it's always stunning. These Kat Von D shadows I'm not going to get rid of because I bought these solely for that purpose of having some colorful eyeshadows, so keeping that. These two NYX ones, these are the prismatic shadows, and these look stunning in the store, but once you get them home, they're just not as impressive. I mean, that's very pretty, and it's very creamy, but on the eye, these just felt a little meh. I just wasn't as impressed as I'd hoped. Perhaps some of the other shades are better, but at the time, everything else was sold out, and I wanted to try the formula, but these are just... they go on the eye very sheer, I find. These H&M shadows are really pretty. There's one that I know I want to get rid of. Yeah, this one. This is Shiitake, like the mushroom. That's one of those shades that's just a bit meh. These are very pretty though. And this is Sun Worship. This I want to keep, definitely. That's a very pretty goldy shade. And this is, I think, Gingerbread, and this formula of these are so nice, and this is a very nice warm tone brown. These are by a Scandinavian brand called Makeup Store. I have Jubilee, which is a black with golden shimmer, and this is Tribeca. Ooh, and Tribeca is indeed a bit broken, and this is a green with golden shimmer. Let me swatch these for you. So this is Tribeca, and this is Jubilee. Now these are very pretty, but Tribute is just a little too meh green for me. And this over a black base is stunning as a smoky eye. So I'm going to keep that, and I'm going to get rid of this. This MUA shade is another flesh tone, neutral, don't need it. This is a shadow that's completely wrecked. I broke it. This is, I think, Famous by Sue Moxley. And this I love pairing with my Dior cream shadow, so I'm going to hang on to this. This Kiko shade is really pretty too. It's a very interesting, like dark green, blue extravaganza. Definitely something unique. What I am going to get rid of, even though I haven't even gotten around to reviewing it, but this was limited edition from Essence. This is a black base with blue sparkle to it, or blue sheens to it. It's very pretty, but I don't really see myself wearing this. And these three by Catrice. I'm not even going to swatch these. I want to chuck these so badly. Those were terrible. Those are really bad. This is a Terra Naturi Natur Cosmetique. It's a German, all-natural brand. Metallic Mono Eyeshadow in Mulberry. And I haven't had this for a very long time. And this is like a... it's not a taupe, it's not a mauve, it's not a lilac, it's not a gray. So I think this is another one of those can be pretty all over the lid shades, so keep that. But this Maybelline one I'm getting rid of. This Revolution one I'm getting rid of. These Catrice ones, again, super pretty. But most of these are super neutral as well. So these 6 I'm getting rid of. This is a discontinued Intensify Wet and Dry eyeshadow. And this is, the pen is loose, but this is a black with like gold and copper sparkle. It's insane and I love it. Talking about great eyeshadows. Catrice used to do these. These are the liquid metal eyeshadows. I love liquid metal anything by Catrice, it seems. I'm going to get rid of the white one because that's the one I get the least use out of. I'm going to keep the blue, the green, the purple, this like gold leaf. I think it's called Gold Leaf Me. It's like a greenish gold. This taupe I'm going to keep because that's then the only taupe I'm allowed to keep for myself. This is Golden Roses, so that's a pink with like golden sparkle to it. And this is a very pretty champagne shade. This is one of my favorite eyeshadow formulas of all time. These are the Kiko Wet and Dry eyeshadows. And I bought these thinking, oh, these might be like a similar thing to the Catrice Liquid Metal ones. And I've got a couple of different shades. I have no clue what the shade names are, but this is 227. This is number 200. This is 215. This is 230, and last but not least, 228. You can see a theme here. I like my taupes, so let me swatch all of these real quickly because I have no clue. This is very pretty. It's like a pinky, purpley iridescent, but too neutral. Going to go away. This is a very nice coppery, bronzy. This is like Amber Rush, really, so I'm not going to keep that. This blue shade, that's not very pigmented. So then we're left with 2. Ooh, that's a very pretty mauve shade. I'm going to keep that. And then this is the black, and it seems to have silver sparkle to it. Ooh, that's very pretty. My Makeup Geek shadows, I'm going to be very short about these. I'm going to keep all of them. These are my depotted shadows, and with these ones, I'm umming and ahhing about emptying out this entire palette and then just putting Makeup Geek on in here. But for the time being, I'm just going to keep this as is. These are some of my very, very old favorites. I love the silver that I have in here, and it has some Catrice and just very nostalgic eyeshadows in here, so I can't say goodbye to these yet.